Hello dear students, this is me Bharti Kharat. In last few videos we have studied about coordinates of point and distance as well as betweenness. We have also gone through the practice set 1.1. Okay, now in mathematics part first we have learned union and intersection of sets in the topic on set. Now let us describe a segment, a ray and a line as sets of points. Before that, let us begin it with point number 1, that is line segment. Okay, now you can see a diagram over here. Here you can see a line segment. It is named as A and B. Okay, in a traditional way we define a line segment as a line segment has 2 points. Now you can see point A and point B. Okay, or you can also say as line segment has 2 end points, that is point A and point B. Okay, line segment is a part of a line. We can measure its length. Okay, line segment is a part of a line. Okay, it has 2 end points. You can see here A and B are the end points of this line segment, and we can measure the length of the line segment. Is it clear till here? This is the traditional definition of line segment. Now in terms of set theory, we can define this line segment as the union of point A, point B and all the points between A and B. Okay. In other words, you can call it as the collection of point A, point B and the points between A and B is called as line segment. Okay. Now children, you can see, we'll write down this definition. Okay. The union of point A, point B and all the points present and all the points present between A and B. A and B. Okay. Now how do we write segment AB? We write it as segment AB, or it can also be written as segment BA. It is one and the same thing. Okay. Now suppose this line segment AB is 5 centimeters. Okay. This line segment is suppose of 5 centimeters. Then you can read it as length AB, or you can also call it as distance AB, or you can also call it as AB, or also as BA, or as segment AB, or segment BA is equal to 5 centimeters. Okay, it can be read as length AB or distance AB or simply AB, BA or segment AB or segment BA is equal to 5 centimeters. Okay, so I hope so you have understood what is a line segment. In traditional way or a traditional definition of line segment is a part of a line. It has 2 end points and we can measure the length of a line segment. In terms of set theory, we can define it as the union of point A, point B and all the points in between A and B. Okay. Now let us move on towards ray. What is a ray? Okay. Now children, you can see over here a diagram of a ray. Now first we'll move on towards a traditional definition. Okay. What is the traditional or simple definition of a ray? Okay. Ray also is a part of a line. Okay. Ray also is a part of a line. It has one end point. You can see only one end point is given over here. Ray has only one end point. We call it as initial point or starting point. Okay. What we call it as initial point or a starting point, and it goes infinitely in one direction. You can see this ray, it is going in one direction. Okay, it is moving on infinitely in one direction. Okay, therefore, how we can define it? We can define it as a ray is a part of a line. It has one end point. We call it as initial point or a starting point. Okay, it goes infinitely in one direction. Okay, and keep in mind that we cannot measure the length of a ray. We cannot measure the length of a ray. We can measure the length of line segment, but we cannot measure the length of a ray. Now this A, you can see ray has a one end point. It has only one end point. It is called as initial point. It is called as initial point, or it is called as starting point. Okay, starting point, or also it is called as end point. It has only one end point. It moves or it goes infinitely in one direction. We cannot measure the length of a ray. Okay, then now suppose P is any point on the ray. Okay, P is any point on the ray. Therefore, in terms of a set theory, we can define this ray as the union of set of all points present in seg AB. Now see, all the points present in seg AB and point P, such that A dash B dash P is called a ray. Got it? Now all the points present in between AB and P, such that how is A, B and P? They are in this way, A, B, P. That means B is in between A and P. Okay, this is called as a ray. Now children, let us write down the definition. The union of set of all points present in seg AB and point P such that A dash B dash P is called a ray. Okay, now here you can see A, B, C are collinear. You can see A, B, P are collinear. That means a single line passes through these 3 points. Okay, now in the textbook they have called ray AB. Why they have now even point P is over here, but they have named this ray as ray AB. Now if you see, this ray is extending. It is moving in one direction. That means number of points are there like P on that ray. Okay, number of points like P are present on the ray. Therefore, in order to read the name of the ray, they have given ray AB. Okay, now let us move on towards the next point, that is line. Now children, line. Now what is line? Line has no end points. Can you see it is extending in both the directions? Line has no end points. To whom? So you can say that line segment has end points. It has 2 end points. A ray has 1 end point, but line has no end points. Okay, you can see it can extend infinitely in both the directions. Okay, then it goes in both the direction and we cannot measure the length of a line. We cannot measure the length of a line. So see now, in set theory or in terms of sets, we can define line as the union of all the points of ray AB. Now see, if you consider this point AB, it is moving in this direction, in direction of AB, and opposite to AB means this direction. Okay, the union of all the points of ray AB and opposite means in this direction, and opposite to ray AB is called line. So what is a line? All the points in ray AB. Okay, all the points in ray AB. Now see, ray, why it is called as ray over here? Now you can see from here, from point A they have considered ray AB, and opposite to ray AB means again from point A in this direction. Okay, therefore the union of all the points of ray AB and opposite to ray AB is called as a line. Okay, now the traditional definition of line. Line has no endpoints. See, you can see there are no endpoints. Okay, line extends or it goes in both the direction infinitely. There is no end for this line. It is going infinitely in both the directions, and we cannot measure the length of a line. Okay, we write line as, we write it as line AB. Okay, now in some CBSE textbook they also write as AB in this way. Line AB is also written in this way. Okay, now let us write down the definition which is given in the textbook, that is the union of all points of ray AB and, now see, ray AB and opposite means this, opposite to ray AB is called a line. Okay, now we can name the line with one letter also. Now you can see here I have named this line as L, but remember that always this letter is written in small alphabet. You cannot name a line by single letter in capital. You have to always name it in a small letter. Okay, now let us move on towards the next point, that is congruent segments. Okay, congruent segment. Now children, if the length of two segments are equal, then they are said to be congruent. Now you can see here line segment AB and segment CD. Okay, now suppose we consider AB as 5 cm and CD as 5 cm. Then naturally what you can say, line AB, length of line AB is equal to length of line CD. Therefore you can call as segment AB is congruent to segment CD. Now I'll write down here. Now see, when the length of two segments, when the length of two segments is equal, then the segments are said to be congruent. Now see, if you see, length AB is how much? 5 cm. Length CD is also 5 cm. Okay, from this you can say that therefore length AB is equal to length CD. Okay, therefore you can write it down as segment AB is congruent to segment CD. Okay, now children, you will say that why I have not written it like length AB is congruent to length CD. Okay, children, whenever you are writing this lengths, never you have to write congruent. Okay, lengths are equal. Okay, this is not a right way of writing. Okay, lengths are equal, they are not congruent. Therefore we write segment AB is congruent to segment CD. Okay, now in case of a segment, whenever you use congruent, you have to write that segments are congruent. Okay, segments are congruent, but remember that lengths are equal. So whenever you write segment, that time you have to use the word congruent. Whenever you write length, that time you have to use equal to. Now let us move on towards next point, that is properties of congruent segment. Now the first property is reflexivity. Reflexivity. Now what is reflexivity? Reflexivity means every segment is congruent to itself. Every triangle is congruent to itself. Every angle is congruent to itself. I'll write down it here. See, segment AB is congruent to segment AB. Means every segment is congruent to itself. Every triangle is congruent to itself. Every angle is congruent to itself. That is called as reflexivity. Here you can clearly see seg AB is congruent to seg AB. Okay. Next one is symmetry. Second point is symmetry, or second property is symmetry. Okay. Now what is meant by symmetry? Now you consider if segment AB is congruent to segment CD. Okay. Then you can also write it in this way, that segment CD is congruent to segment AB. This is called as symmetry. Okay. Now third one, that is transitivity. Transitivity. Now what is transitivity? If segment AB is congruent to segment CD, okay, but segment CD is also congruent to segment PQ, then from this you can say that segment AB is also congruent to segment PQ. This is transitivity. Okay. Now let us move on towards the next point, that is midpoint of a segment. Okay. Midpoint of a segment. Midpoint of a segment. Now for this, let us consider a line segment. Okay, let us consider a line segment. Okay, line segment AB. Okay, I'll take your point M. Point M is such that it divides line AB in two equal parts. Okay, it divides line AB in two equal parts. Now suppose AM is 3 centimeters and MB is also 3 centimeters. Means point M has divided a line AB in two equal parts. Okay, we can also write it down as length AM is equal to length MB. Okay, length AM. How much is length AM? It is 3 centimeters and MB is 3 centimeters. Okay, therefore you can say length AM is equal to length MB. Okay, every segment has one and only one midpoint. Remember that every segment has one and only one midpoint. Now what is midpoint? I told you just now. Midpoint is a point on a line segment that divides the line in two equal parts. It divides the line in two equal parts, and therefore we can call this point M as midpoint. Midpoint. point. Okay. Now comparison of two segments. Now children, by direct observation you can tell that segment CD, you can see segment CD is greater than segment AB. Looking at these two figures, you can say that segment CD is greater than segment AB, or also you can write it as segment AB is smaller than segment CD. Okay, but children, if you are given a line segment of 4.9 centimeters and another line segment of 5 centimeters, then how will you measure, or how, looking at that line, how can you tell which line is greater and which line is smaller? You cannot tell it because it has a difference of just point. Okay, therefore what you have to do, you have to simply take a ruler. You have to take a ruler, or you have to take your divider. Okay, you have to put this ruler on that line and measure its distance. Okay, or simply you have to take a divider and you have to put its 2 points on the end points of a line segment, and then you have to measure how much is the distance. In this way you can compare the two lines and you will come to know which line is bigger and which line segment is a smaller one. Okay. Now next point, that is perpendicularity of segment or ray. Okay, next point is perpendicularity of a segment or a ray. Now children, okay, when two line segments make an angle of 90 degree, you can see line segment AB and line segment CD. Okay, they are making an angle of 90 degree. Then we can call them as perpendicular, or you can call as segment AB is perpendicular to segment CD. Okay, what you can call it as segment AB is perpendicular to segment CD. Okay children, not only line segments are perpendicular to each other, also two rays are perpendicular to each other. Now suppose I will extend this. Two rays are perpendicular to each other. Okay, one ray and one line segment can also be perpendicular to each other. Okay, you can also call as two rays are perpendicular to each other. Now see, whenever you draw a right angle, what you see, two rays, they are perpendicular to each other. Okay, two rays are perpendicular to each other. Now see children, when two rays or two line segments, or a line segment and a ray, or a line segment and a line intersect each other at right angle, then they are called to be perpendicular to each other. Understood? Now when two rays, now you can see over here, two rays, they are perpendicular to each other. Okay, when two rays or two line segments or a line segment and ray are, or a ray and a segment intersect each other at right angle, then they are called to be perpendicular to each other. Okay, now see, you use this sign to show perpendicular. Okay, now distance of a point from a line. Okay, now we are going to study distance of a point from a line. Now you can see here a line, and suppose we'll name this point as P. So how will you measure the distance of point P from line L? Suppose this is line L. How will you measure? Are you going to measure it in this way, this way, this way, this way, or this way? Okay. So what you have to do, you have to simply measure its perpendicular distance. For this you need is a set square. You have to take your set square and you have to put on this line L. Okay, and you have to draw a straight line joining the line L and point P. That will give you the exact distance of point P and line L. For example, if point C and this is line L, and you are told to find the distance of point C and you are told to find the distance between line L and point C. So simply you have to take your set square and you have to join this line or join this point C to line L. Okay, and then you have to measure the distance. So see, here it makes a right angle. Okay, that means we have joined point C to line L in 90 degrees. Okay, in 90 degrees. Now suppose this distance is A. You have to measure this distance. Suppose it is A. It may be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, etc. Okay, and we'll name this point as D. Okay. Now what is this D called as? This point D is called as foot of perpendicular. It is called as foot of perpendicular. Understood? Is it clear till here? Now whenever you are told to measure a distance of a point to the line, how will you measure? You have to take a set square. Okay, you have to place this set square on this line and this point, and you have to draw a straight line joining the line to the point and measure the distance. It may be 5 centimeters, 6 centimeters, maybe 3 centimeters. Okay, now here you can find length of CD is equal to A centimeter. Okay, it may be 5, 6, whatever it is. So you have to measure the distance in a perpendicular manner. Is it clear till here? In the next video, we'll study practice set 1.2.